Hi guys, welcome back to the Unsavvy Budgeter. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Cindy, and in this channel, I take you along with me on my debt-free journey to pay off over $71,000 in student loans and credit card debt. In this video, we're going to talk about why my husband and I waited to combine our income, and we'll get into how we went about doing that. I think one of the common questions that newlyweds get asked after they get married is, are you and your husband going to combine finances? When my husband and I got married, we weren't really in a rush to combine our finances. I mean, my husband did bring it up to me shortly after we got married, or maybe it was before. But for me, I wasn't quite ready to have that talk or a deeper talk about finances. We had talked about our finances before, but I feel super stressed thinking about debt, talking about my debt, and we both knew that I was the one that had a lot more consumer debt and student loans. My husband didn't have any student loans to worry about, and his debt at the time seemed pretty manageable for him, so we decided to keep things separate and just try to tackle our own debt that we had on our own personal credit cards. For those of you that have watched my first vlog, I talk about a lot of the stress that I had talking about finances openly and communicating with my husband about a lot of my consumer debt. So when it came time to think about my own personal finances, I just really wanted to own up to my mistakes and try to tackle it on my own. Of course, my husband was being very supportive on the sidelines and offers to help as much as he could, but I really wanted to prove that I could be independent, and I really wanted to learn how to budget. But over the years, I've made numerous budgets and tried to tackle my debt numerous times, but I always failed. And I had an idea why I was failing, but wasn't fully quite sure. I don't think I was as 100% committed as I am now. And I'm learning so much about the importance of having a budget and really sticking to it and tracking all of my expenses. In the end, when I think back, do I really have much regret about not combining my income with my husband earlier? Not really. I think that this has really been a learning and growing period for my husband and I, and I'm glad that it happened the way that it did. We've both learned so much, and you guys have been commenting and giving great suggestions about our budget, so it really has been giving my husband and I a lot to talk about now that we're talking more openly about our finances and what our future goals are financially. So this has all been really helpful. Personally, I think that whether couples combine finances or not, I think that's really a personal matter, and it really depends on the couple's situation. It's really a personal preference. If you find it easier to keep your finances separate, then by all means do it. But if you think it's beneficial to combine, then go for it. I think there are pros and cons, to either situation, but when it comes down to it, I think the main thing to having a healthy relationship with money is being able to be open and honest and communicate as often as possible with your spouse or partner about your financial situation so that you guys are always on the same page. Even though my husband and I waited this whole time to combine our finances, we had always talked openly and communicated about our stresses, and we never made big financial purchases without consulting with each other. So we were always in the know. We just didn't necessarily have our noses in each other's budgets. We had a really great idea of where the money was going and how the money was coming in, but when it comes to just little personal expenses, we weren't trying to really be on each other's cases about that. I think we both had the same goal about really tackling our own debt, except My husband was just a lot better at it than I was because I was still spending, but I've learned my lesson. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on combining your income with your significant other? And let me know what the benefits are. A lot of you guys have been giving such great ideas and suggestions that I thought it was time to really sit down with my husband and talk to him about how can we combine our finances, and let's look at each other's budgets. So we took this morning, sat down at the kitchen table, and we looked over each other's budgets and explained what each expense was and how much we forecast we'll be bringing in over the next few months. I really appreciate you guys pushing us to have this conversation because I think this is natural between couples. You're not going to be perfect at everything. You're not going to have everything figured out. And my husband and I are still figuring things out with our personal finances. So you guys are really pushing us to help us grow and learn. And this has been probably the healthiest conversation I've had with my husband about finances. So I'm really proud of us for getting to this point and talking about money as calmly as we've ever talked about money before. So this has really been great for us. And we decided that we were able to put things together on one Excel spreadsheet, add both of our incomes on there. We wrote out all the fixed and variable expenses that we anticipate for the month and any sinking funds that will come up throughout the year. So this really helped us hold each other accountable because we were checking each other's budgets and saying, hey, is this really an expense that you really need, or do you really need to allocate this much money for this? So we were really having these healthy conversations about where we can cut back and how we can plan better for our future. So I'm excited to show you guys in a separate video our new combined income on our joint Google spreadsheet. So that's it for this video. I hope that you guys found it valuable, and I just want to thank you guys for learning and growing with us. So if you did like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one.